Dear mariners, welcome to my channel The Sailing Beast. Please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for updates on upcoming videos. Question explains SCOPIC clause, Special Compensation P&I Club clause. Answer. There were number of discussions to solve the limitations of Article 14 and various solutions were discussed including a revision of existing salvage convention, but it was finally decided to incorporate SCOPIC clause in the Lloyd's Open Form, LOF, with no changes in the salvage convention. LOF is the contract form between the salvor and owner of the ship. SCOPIC clause once invoked substitutes Article 14. SCOPIC clause solved two concerns for salvors. 1. SCOPIC once invoked was applicable in all geographical locations and was not limited to coastal and inland sea. Also SCOPIC was applicable even if there was no threat to the environment, and second, SCOPIC clause required security of $2 millions which made the salvor sure of the payments. The developments in salvage conventions has been to encourage salvors to perform even the high-risk salvage operation and at same time to ensure that salvors do not take advantage of their rights as per salvage conventions, and introducing SCOPIC clause in LOF was one such step. As per para 2 of SCOPIC clause, the contractor shall have the option to invoke by written notice to the owners of the vessel the SCOPIC clause set out hereafter at any time of his choosing regardless of the circumstances and, in particular, regardless of whether or not there is a threat of damage to the environment. So it is up to salvor if he wants to invoke SCOPIC or not, and he can invoke it at any time. The question is what will make salvor decide if he should invoke SCOPIC or not? With SCOPIC clause the salvor is absolutely certain of at least recovering his expenses. If at any time the salvor feels that he might not be able to save the property, he would want to invoke SCOPIC clause, as if he doesn't, he will not get any compensation on the principle of no cure no pay. He would get to recover his expenses under Article 14 only if there is threat to environment, which again he has to prove. But then the question is what is stopping him to invoke SCOPIC at the start of the contract? And the answer lies in the para 7 of the SCOPIC clause, which states, if the SCOPIC clause is invoked under subclause 2 hereof in the Article 13 award or settlement under the main agreement is greater than the assessed SCOPIC remuneration, then, notwithstanding the actual date on which the SCOPIC remuneration provisions were invoked, the said Article 13 award or settlement shall be discounted by 25% of the difference between the said Article 13 award or settlement and the amount of SCOPIC remuneration that would have been assessed had the SCOPIC remuneration provisions been invoked on the first day of the services. Which mean that if SCOPIC clause is invoked and the salvor was able to save property and hence was eligible for award as per Article 13, his reward would be reduced by 25%. So if the salvor is very much certain for success of salvage, he would not invoke SCOPIC clause.